Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, we back.
Of course.
All right.
Talk about it. Because I need to talk about it.
So we're going to start with Paris Olympics.
The worst Olympic display I've seen in years.
That's harsh. That is harsh.
In my life.
Is this ISO time already? First episode?
The background stories that we're getting about the Paris Olympics.
I know, it's terrible. It's
I don't even,
though,
exactly. We don't even really mess with France.
Yeah, it's France.
If you know the history of France.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the French people.
Yeah, much love.
But the stuff that they did to our society.
Yeah, it's
and they're still benefiting off.
It's par for the course, you know. It's just one of those. People called it when it was first announced in France. Now, it's over now, and I'll say that
they started off the ceremonies mad wow with that picture of the Last Supper.
Listen, I don't even want. Listen, the agendas and the images that they had at the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies, we'll just leave that.
Don't disrespect me.
It's and that's the one thing I'll take away from multiple points of the Olympics is the disrespect. So I'm glad it's over. I don't see them being this disrespectful in LA in 28. But let's talk about some of the good things. So let's start with Team Canada. Oh, Canada, all love. We went out there. I'm always a little disappointed into our as a sports fan and a competitor in our totals. Now, I understand when it comes to the Olympics, just look at a country's population and then you'll look at how much medals they're going to win, and that's ultimately the way that works. So I get it. But, I'm still proud of what we've done. 27 medals in total, 9 gold, 7 silver, 11 bronze. So big shout outs to Team Canada.
For a country that doesn't really put as much resource into
athletics
and
amateur sport too,
and even entertainment.
Yeah, it's not. And
we're
again,
okay.
Listen, I'll take it. I'll take it at the end of the day. Big shout out to Summer McIntosh, who won 3 golds in her discipline of swimming.
Amazing
4
display.
In total.
Is she the GOAT?
Well, last summer it was Penny. What's her name? Alexia or something of that.
Yeah.
And she went crazy. So we'll see. We're always good in swimming. I'll say that. So
right.
We're also big shout out to Summer. We're also really good at track, especially the 4x1. So big
shout out to Team Canada, who nobody expected.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and it's funny when you go back and look at the stats. So they won the 4x100 gold medal. It's crazy, and a crazy note to state is that Team Jamaica that won the 4x1 in Tokyo didn't even qualify for that race. And another tidbit, I'll give you 2 more tidbits, is Team Canada, not a single individual sprinter qualified for any medal events, and they won the 4x1 gold. And I'll even say this, in Rio, we finished bronze.
Right.
In Tokyo, we finished silver, and in Paris, we finished in gold.
It's just a part of trust in the process.
So big shout out, big applause.
And our boy that runs the anchor, we know he's the man.
Yo, big shout outs to the whole team. Speaking to the disrespect, I think, we'll say big shout outs to breakdancing because we are a hip hop show, being a part of the Olympics. Even when I heard it, when it first was announced years ago, I was a little like, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, the world's, getting hip to hip hop, and 50 years of hip hop, it looks like it's coming to fruition. In regards to the judging, it was a little sus. Now, we won gold, so I'm not going to hate on the judging too much.
And shout out to the man who won gold because he was killing it.
He's a Toronto and a Vancouver man.
Rate him.
So I'll give him
him.
big shout out. Sorry about the names. We'll get the names for you guys on that. But big shout out to them. But evidently, what stood out more than the Olympic gold was that female from Australia that didn't break dance.
Yo, son.
That did some
supposedly,
next bullshit.
I heard that supposedly her tryouts were way better than what she displayed.
Yeah, well, regardless.
Because I heard a wild story that she was part of the committee to select individuals to be part of the breakdancing team, and then wasn't giving the funding to the real breakdancers and inserted herself in there to represent when she doesn't have the credentials.
It looked like it.
But somebody else told me that's a false story. There was a lot of false stories in the Olympics.
Bruh. For her, from what I saw, like I'm just going off eye test.
It didn't look good.
Bro, she didn't deserve to be in the country.
No.
How was she able to be a part of the qualifying group for a medal at the Olympics? To me, the Olympics, and it takes away the credibility, and credibility has been stripped throughout this whole Olympics. I'm looking at a lot of the events, and it didn't look like the best of anybody's, other than a certain sports, the major sports. We'll get to basketball in a second, but like a lot of the more amateur sport, my guy walks into the building, sticks his hand into his pocket, pulls out and wins the silver medal, hand in his pocket. Like, what are we talking about?
That looks so ill.
It was G.
That looks so ill.
He's the best.
And that was like the female boxer from, I think it was Iran.
It was Iran or Turkey, one of the two.
Iran or Turkey, and they were trying to say that she was a man, but she's not really a man.
Well, only
and
because
there was
of what the girl
said,
right? What her Italian opponent said. Listen, I've never been hit in the face that hard in my life.
But
which would assume that
she just
got hit by a man.
Well, she generates a little bit more testosterone than the average female, and that's why they were going at her. But
I've never heard of that disease up until whatever. So
no,
again,
it's a real thing.
No,
it's
I'm not going to take nothing away from her medal and how hard she's
dedicated. She did her thing.
She put her life into this, right? And I'm thinking,
exactly.
If the Olympics got this wrong, you know what I mean? And like what else have they gotten wrong, right? But the Olympics does have a history of, sometimes placing the wrong medal on the wrong neck. But
they do all types of foolishness. And I heard there was an issue with bringing your trainers in, having the right trainers there. Having people come in with you, teams being able to access the gate if they weren't staying in the village.
Look at Sha'Carri got hit with that.
Exactly.
She had to forfeit. Or
Shelly-Ann Fraser got hit with that too.
An event for that.
And it's just like, come on, we want to see the best of the best. Like,
DeGrasse is coach
please don't make this about protocol.
Well, again, it's
like hold on.
Politics got involved
Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser are top athletes.
Yeah.
It's beneficial. It's not somebody that you've never heard of that's about to throw a ball from their neck side. These are Olympic sprinters with medals.
But you said we started off this whole segment with, it's France, and if
disappointing.
You know, and if you know, you know, right? They hate Americans.
And it was almost
Sha'Carri is like,
listen,
that's a disservice. Like from her being there is probably why it happened.
Facts.
So it is what it is. Let's talk a little hoops, Olympic ball.
Man,
LeBron, Steph, KD, too much for the rest of the world.
Let's be honest. Who's the real alpha male out there?
Well, LeBron. LeBron's the alpha. LeBron is the alpha. Steph saved them in 3 games.
My God.
Heroic feat.
Those shots that he was making
it
were
was
unbelievable.
It was Infinity Stone. It was, it was the Power Stone, the Mind Stone.
If you guys didn't think Steph Curry was real,
if you guys
didn't think he was real, he's proven that.
Yeah, those guys were the Avengers. Like, obviously, the eye test shows you that probably Steph should have won the MVP. Braun in the first early games was the man. KD was a perfect sprinkle.
Braun is Braun, though.
So, the one question that I have, first things first, Steve Kerr is probably never coaching the Olympics again.
No, they came out with that information today.
Oh, today?
Like he might. They're saying there's a slim chance of.
I'll put money. I'll put the house that he never.
Listen,
he's never coaches that Olympics team again.
I saw a lot of
just
people.
Mismanaged.
A lot of people were mad at the Tatum situation.
Well, because there were opportunities where Tatum would have been more athletic than a lot of guys from other countries who didn't play.
I get it. Tatum wasn't playing well though, so he needs to use that as a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Him and JB.
Yeah. It's a tough. Listen, if both of them use the chips on the shoulder that they got from Olympic basketball, they're winning the next 4 chips.
So are we saying that Boston Celtics are going to win next year?
Listen, the one thing I'll say right now is Boston was by far I'm saying it every podcast I could say it on. They were the best team in the league by far. Ended up winning the chip easily. Was it 4-1?
Yep, and now they got Porzingis to come back and reestablish himself as maybe the best third option in the league.
And they're motivated, as you just said. Like, now they got chips on their shoulder for everybody that for Jaylen Brown being snuffed, for not even being invited.
Disrespect.
Not even invited.
For Derek White, bro?
He was the Eastern Finals MVP. He was the Finals MVP. He won an NBA championship. and didn't get invited to the Olympic team. Jason Tatum just won his first championship.
They keep on moving the goalpost on him.
Oh, and listen, there's a clear campaign. I'll say this 100%. There's a lot of people that don't like Jason Tatum. There are a lot of people. I think
Boston in general, because they also don't like Jaylen Brown either.
Boston's just weird like that. Boston's kind of like France to me in certain extents, but if you get it, you get it, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say, the one takeaway I'll take away from that, and we'll talk about Team Canada too, because we definitely have to talk. I was a little disappointed with them.
Of course.
I don't see the future in Olympic basketball for the U.S. Like, I don't see, like, after, because this is going to be the last one for LeBron, last one for Steph, and last one for KD. Steph might come back because this is his first, but those two for sure. Who do you have faith in in 2028?
Well, I wish they would have played them more. I wish they would have played more Booker. They would have got.
See, Booker in the last game was he in the first
he knew
quarter
the
and a half.
He knew the assignment,
bro. He had the assignment. He understood it, and he dealt with it properly. Shout out to Book.
I don't know if they're developing the team.
Yeah,
that's the issue. You got to get these young guys minutes. You got to find minutes for them.
Like, I know how it's going to be Hallie's team. You know it's going to be Tatum's team if he wants to come back.
Right. And a lot of guys might not come back. I heard Anthony Edwards say,
well, Embiid throughout the whole tournament was just like, I could have played for Cameroon. I could have played for France.
Disappointing. Played for Cameroon,
who
dog.
Knows? Giannis called him out, and honestly, from the moment Giannis called him out, I seen a different demeanor in Embiid. Like he was like almost second guessing himself. Like Embiid played good to you the whole time?
He didn't play the
like
dominant
Embiid.
The dominant basketball that we're used to. I mean, in some games he took over and did his thing.
I felt like guilt was on this guy. Like, I want to put that on him, but
it was
it's just
shame.
like
It's not
shame,
guilt. It's shame.
There we go.
You should have been playing for Cameroon.
Yeah, Cameroon. Yeah. That's what Giannis is like. I'm playing for Greece, bro.
And you saw how South Sudan did their thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Help build up. Yeah, and you can see he just wanted the goal. He doesn't hate. What has he won since he's been in the NBA? What has he won? An MVP.
Yeah, he got an MVP.
You all right? So
I mean,
you could tell selfish moves into certain individual. You know what I mean? I don't want to put that on him too much, but actions speak louder than your words, and I'll just say that. Team Canada. Anything else on the U.S. before we off them?
Not really. Like I just, as you said, I don't know where their future lies.
Yeah,
I don't know who comes in and coaches. I don't know who revamps the program, because if you lose a lot of these players now, like, you're gonna get B and C grade talent. Like, I think one of the best players.
Who's the coach and who's the dog?
That's what I'm saying.
Other than Ant.
And shout out to Drew Holiday, just because he doesn't get the proper respect he deserves. And Drew Holiday, if you guys know anything about basketball, everybody hates when he defends them. He's a dog, and he
clutch buckets when
is the reason Boston went through.
Yeah,
he's also the reason why
literally
Milwaukee Bucks went through.
Yeah,
so let's be honest. Shout out to Drew Holiday.
Big Drew Holiday fan. Been from jump, from rip.
That's a fact.
Okay, so we also have Olympic soccer, men's Olympic soccer. Team Canada basketball. We'll stay there for a second.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. Maybe it was misguided expectations because of how well they did in the championships last summer, beating the U.S. in overtime. To win the bronze there. Which ultimately sprung this Olympic team that they have now, where they were pissed off. But I feel like with all the NBA players that we have and the roster we have, how we don't get a bronze even.
We don't have a big man. We don't have a big man, and
so we're saying we're waiting for Edey.
They exploited us. Edey's got hurt and he didn't want to play for the team, is what I heard.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's going to his first season, he wants to be in shape and whatnot.
I get it. He got 4 years. He's young.
If our big man is, what's the guy from the Raptors?
Birch? Olynyk?
Kelly Olynyk is our big man. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
When you're facing Embiid, when you're facing Wemby and Gobert, like teams like that, like
the athletic
that
teams are gonna kill us. Or when you're playing Jokic, we're getting like we can outrun them, but the moment they get to the half court and slow the game down.
Corey Joseph. I'm not Corey Joseph. Sorry.
Shea?
Murray.
Oh, Jamal, yeah.
Jamal Murray was not very great.
Nah.
You know, Shea was holding it down.
He's a big. Like if we can get him a big where he can run off that pick and roll at the way that he plays at Denver.
Yeah.
I think we have a different game. Shea wasn't the Shea from the tournament either. Like, you know,
it's hard.
Dylan Brooks wasn't the same Dylan Brooks. So I think in that tournament where we had full squad, US wasn't the best US team.
Right.
All the other teams didn't have all their best players. We kind of stood out, you know, in the championships. In the basketball championships last year, but this year when everybody is where they're supposed to be and the cream rises to the top, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it does look like we are, you know, maybe 2028 is our Olympics to get through. We get Edey, we may get Shaden Sharp, we may have a couple more athletic bodies that can kind of help the team. But yeah, that's all I really got. You know, shout out to, you know, for the efforts. So I'll never take that away. But I guess to end off on the Olympics, we'll talk about. There was men's soccer. Spain won. I don't even remember who they played. It was over a month ago. We'll leave that there. Canada women though started off the tournament.
This is embarrassing.
It's weird to me because
very embarrassing.
We're always one of the best on the women's side, one of the best international soccer teams. So for those that don't know or have been under our rock for the last month and a half, the Canadian women's soccer team was caught spying on the New Zealand team before the first game of the Olympics, and they were deducted 6 points, which is almost death when it comes to...
Which is 2 wins, basically.
Yeah, exactly, right? But they ate that. Unfortunately, they lost in the quarterfinals. But I don't understand...
Your morale's down after that happens.
100%. And why? I don't get why. Like, we have been, like, we won the Olympic gold. Like, if it wasn't Tokyo, it was in Rio. We have been easily top 5 Olympic.
The thing is,
or FIFA teams.
You don't have to do that. Like, they could have just sat in and watched their games.
Didn't make any sense to me. At all.
Like, so. This is like some New England Patriots joint.
No,
like you could watch the footage.
That was wild. Yeah.
Why are you watching the practice from a drone? Like you weren't gonna get caught.
And Team New Zealand? Like, what are you afraid of?
Oh, it was weak. Staying with soccer.
Yeah.
Drizzy's just doing incredible things for sports.
Hey, shout out Drizzy.
Saving teams from bankruptcy.
Hey.
I think that needs to be my team next year. Yo. I don't even know how this happened. How did he even get in contact with
I don't listen, when
you got money and you're in them rooms, you can figure it out.
You're international mans, you know, mans will say, listen, you're looking for a quick investment, a quick flip. Who knows where, you know, when you have money to spread around.
But you know, if he puts that bird on or that owl on that jersey, that team is back to prominence through sales of the jersey.
I would not be surprised if that owl's on that jersey next year. I will not be surprised.
Oh.
I guess lastly in sports, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs named their new captain, Austin Matthews.
They should have did that years ago.
Yeah.
Put it in pause, but put it in his lap.
But you know how hockey is, right? Hockey's still such an old guard sport.
But I mean, that's not the same John Tavares.
It's not, but not from the Islanders. Far and
so it's like
far between from
it's
that
like,
guy.
Out of respect, I understand the move.
Tavares is a Toronto guy too. So
but you got to show the young guy who's gonna control the franchise. Who is your franchise player? You know they tag him in football.
Yeah, but
you got to show him that.
In most sports, like you have to be a dominant figure if your best player isn't your captain. And I think you're right. Hopefully, it sparks like. To me, Matthews has always been the captain because of you lead by example.
And who he is.
100%.
Everybody knows. Goal scorer.
He's the most the most, he has the most presence on the team.
Yes.
He's the best player. He does the most for the team. He's the most recognizable face on the team.
But he's there in the interviews right away if anything happens to speak on it and take full accountability.
And not that Tavares isn't, but when your skills diminish, you know, you have to make that executive decision. And I think that's maybe why certain coaches got fired. They've moved around some of the GMs and presidents and so on and so forth, right? So, Berube's a new coach. He's a hard head guy. He's an old foot, as they say, and he's gonna bring in some discipline into that locker room.
That's what they need. The Blue Jays need the same damn damn thing.
So the Blue Jays, I think, are a little off. Do we want to talk about the Blue Jays for the rest of the year?
Listen, Shapiro's era should be over.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you know what it was.
After Anthopoulos, we haven't done nothing.
Man. There's been nothing to speak about when it comes to the Jays. Hopefully we keep Vladdy, and I think that's
I hope so, because I just got a new Vladdy jersey,
man.
Bam,
bam, bam, bam, bam.
You know what I'm saying? I just got the jersey.
So, all right, that's all I got. NFL preseason starting, so we're seeing. It's good to see the NFL back. Give us more to talk about. Got
Buffalo
the
Bills,
got
baby.
The Bills fitted in the building. So we'll get more into the sports talk in the next coming weeks because the season starts.
It's
in a
about
couple.
to pick up.
Yeah. So
NBA's coming back around. NHL is gonna come back around, and obviously you got CFL, NFL, right in the mist.
And for all my footy fans out there, shout out Scotty. EPL just started this weekend. Go Arsenal 2-0. We already top of the Premier League after one game. You already know how that is.
And I told you I was gonna pick a team. My family's out in Birmingham, so I'm going with the AV, Aston Villa.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Villa, all right.
We're gonna start paying attention. I'm gonna give you my takes on it all.
I love it.
Blueprint Radio, y'all. You see the hashtag? You see the new set?
Yay.
We out here, baby.
Gotta love it.